box, Glaze. Knock him out the box, knock him out the box, Glaze. Knock him out the box, knock him out the box, Glaze. Knock him out the box, knock him out the box, Glaze. Knock him out the box. Who you know more realer, stories with more thriller. Spit real facts, who you know more chiller. Knock him out the box, Glaze. Knock him out the box, knock him out the box, Glaze. Knock him out the box. Once upon a time not long ago in the streets of Brooklyn, Glaze had him shookin'. If he liked what you had, that took it. Give me gangsta moves, ran with some gangsta dudes. You know I'm Brooklyn dude, straight take you fool. Me get that real 50 Cent, fat cat and pep. Had blocks on live, BGG the movement. Here to make improvements. Knock him out the box, Glaze. Knock him out the box, knock him out the box, Glaze. Knock him out the box. You know more.
Hey, good day, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Just in case you're joining me for the very first time, I am the real Glaze Gibbs. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, share, support. Not only that, it's a new feature that's out there called Hype, Hype. Make sure you hit the hype button. Let's get straight to it. I would just listen to Gerald Prince Miller. And shout out to Gerald Prince Miller. Those of you that didn't do it, go to his page and subscribe to his channel. He just hit 10,000 subscribers. But he did a piece last night, and it said Gerald Prince Miller speak on Al Sharpton, CI, a mission in the criminal justice system. And right now, what I want you to do is I want you to listen to this brief synopsis of it and listen to him in his own word and tell me what you think, because he talking about my man, Lorenzo Fat Cat Nichols. I'll be back.
In my case, we had rats, we had informants, and we had confidential informants. Some of the individuals did certain things. For instance, on the wiretaps, they were confidential informants. On the search warrants, we had confidential informants. They were used secretly to secure phone taps and were supposed to be people who you could not find out about. Then at trial, we had people who testified. And so I'm going to take you through this again so you can understand the difference. And I'm going to start with my own case. So now, we had people that came to the grand jury. And sometimes the grand jury minutes you don't always get unless you go to trial. We were able to get ours. So the fact that we went to trial, we were able to get the grand jury minutes. So the grand jury minutes exposed the individuals who testified at the grand jury, although some of them did not testify at the trial. For instance, there was one individual who was mentioned in the Ghetto Qur'an who testified at my grand jury but did not testify at the trial. And so you would consider him to be an informant because although he didn't testify at the trial, he testified at the grand jury. And therefore, he was somewhat hidden. So you would call him an informant because he didn't actually come to the trial. A rat would come to the grand jury and the trial for the most part. Now, when I speak about the wiretaps and the search warrants, those are different because...
Okay, now, you didn't hear him. He did not mention Cat by name. But what he says, right now, one of the informant that he's speaking about was mentioned in Ghetto Qur'an. And what 50 say? He say that it hurt him. It hurt him when he heard, I'm saying, that Cat snitched on Pap. So even right now, when Prince got his documents, his court records, guess what? And not only that, when you know your case, step by step, right now is you know who say what. That's the key. You know, oh, wait a minute here. And I bet right now when he starts seeing that and the Isaac Bolden murder, when he starts seeing, hold up, wait a minute here. Wait, I got that hit from him. Now he's scratching his head. You know who's who and what's what. That's like right now, Wiz, when I went through my whole little situation and I'm sitting back thinking about it. And right now, Wiz, when you go on a trial, especially on a murder, you know especially if you did it. Who can say what and who say what? But the worst thing in the world, when you didn't commit the murder and somebody coming out of left field, how can you prepare for that? You can't prepare for that. So once again, right now, what he did was he was trying to avoid from saying cat name, but right now, that's what he's referring to. I don't know what it is about that queen thing, man. It's like for some reason, you got all those cats out there from the game. They know Cat made a deal. But for some reason, out in Queens, they like, keeping it on, like what? Keep it on the down low. Nobody has to know. Hey, folks, listen, man, whatever's in the dark, eventually gonna come to light. Hit the like button, subscribe, share, support. I am the real Brian Glaze Gibbs. If I can change, anybody can change. One love.
Tell me about the good old days. Gucci velour suits, nice cars and rope chains. A time and a place where everybody had a hustle. Some people had brains, some people had muscle. Some people had both, a dangerous combination. A couple steps ahead of any sticky situation. Know when to make the move and know when to stay and be patient. And just because you're flesh and blood doesn't make you related. She used to tell me a story about the amazing Glaze. Him and your pops was like brothers, but that nigga was...
We're probably the most ruthless and notorious cocaine crack enterprise in the city, that being Howard Happy Mason and Lorenzo Fat Cat Nichols.
NYPD rookie police officer was murdered, executioner style. And as I'm listening to that, I'm like, whoa.
You actually dealt with Brian Glaze Gibbs, huh?
I dealt with him years ago, back in the 80s, early 90s. I was where he was arrested by my partner back in those days for several murders himself.
Not bad. I was given to me by a police officer in New York called Matt Byrne, whose son was gunned down by these drug dealers up there in New York City.
Glaze was probably within the top 10 people in the city, but I'm going to say that he was probably one of the top 2 or 3 in Brooklyn. Drug dealers. And controlled the drug organization.
And you know what I did? When I got the phone, I told my man, the next time we see him, he's out of here.
Yeah.
Less than 12 hours, that nigga was dead.
Yeah,
He's the second person you murdered?
No. Because, like, right now, if you're going by the timeline, by that time, there's a few more before him.
You know, I heard so many good things about you. What I really like is, I know you're a tough guy. And I've known that for quite a while, and you changed your life, and you're coming around, and you're right. We're from New York, and we're New Yorkers. No matter what color you are, no matter what religion you are, no matter what you are, you know, we're New Yorkers.
Well, he was a drug kingpin himself. He was a drug lord himself back in those days, and he operated out of Brooklyn and East New York, and you know, he committed a lot of violent acts himself. So if anybody knows the streets, I mean, he knows the streets.
Tottenham.
Yeah, you gotta worry about them guys. But we only have to worry about those guys in Vanderveer and stuff. You know, we all knew Glaze and Tut and all those guys.
Yeah.
I know Glaze, Supreme Team. What up, Glaze? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, inside the mind of the killer, the brain.